A pleasure to meet y'all at last. Now, this right here, I'm not entirely sure, because while it performs pretty good, and the snapping action that you can probably hear from the priming rod actually sounds pretty good. And I'm actually telling how good the darts are flying just by looking down the range here. This is the Alpha Strike Fang, and simply put, it acts much like the N-Strike Nightfinder or the Fire Strike or the Inferno or other blasters of this exact type. And there's also the Super Voltage, which of course is also a Nightfinder related blaster itself. But this one in particular is pretty strange. I mean, look at the color scheme for one. Yellow and orange? What is this? Autumn? I mean, sure, you could probably use this kind of camouflage for yourself, but are you joking right now? I can barely twirl it. Yeah, if I put it in enough force, I could probably twirl it just right, but I mean, look at that. Look at this! Who would have thought that this would ever be allowed? I mean, people like to twirl their handguns, right? It's a symbol of victory for the most part. But how can you do that with this? I mean, look at that. Just look at the finger guard right there. It's kind of like a half diamond sort of shape to it. Like a jewel kind of shape to it. You know, like how you look at some cartoons. There's jewels that are in the shape of this, pretty much. As in the shape that's like up on this side, not behind it. But, you know, other than all that, I guess that really is the explanation of how it's compromised so horribly. But that's just the tip of the iceberg itself when it comes to my, I guess, point of view on this blaster itself. I mean, this is in fact an Alpha Strike blaster. And Nerf has actually been marketing this out to all audiences across the nation and even throughout the world. Because there are in fact a lot of competitors out there that I've talked about in the original Nerf Secret Revealed that happen to really go up against Hasbro with their own toy blasters that were marketed at cheaper prices in comparison. So this is pretty much Nerf's belated answer to that. A blaster with hardly no screws. I mean, no screws are on this whole entire thing. I mean, if you look in this hole over here, right there, right where my middle finger's at. No screws. I mean, that's impressive, actually. How you can make a Nerf blaster without any screws whatsoever. But that kind of leads to a few problems, because apparently this yellow part here is supposed to come right off of this blaster. Especially if you're wanting to go for a little modding potential, but sometimes it's a little difficult to do so. So, well, there we go. I got it off in a little effort, but you know, that just makes it look ridiculous, you know? To have a Nerf blaster with hardly any good quality put into it. I guess that's why they're cheap. I mean, this one in particular would sell for about $3 at Target or somewhere like that. But in general, there's not a whole lot that I could probably say about this. However, there is in fact a twin that I will talk about next time. So, can the twin of this Alpha Strike blaster be any better than this one in general? Oh, that reminds me. Time for a little test. Yeah, I guess that kind of improves it, but that reminds me. I kind of forgot to do a little invisible test on the disruptor. Wow, okay, so that kind of takes that part out of the way. But in terms of what I'm going to talk about next time, there's a twin involved, so that one's kind of out of the question there. A solid 5.0 out of 10 for that one, but can the other one do any better? Let's find out. next time on Nerf Secret Revealed Aftersought.